Hey, welcome YouTube to another edition of the Bobo and Friends podcast. I am your host, Calvin Bobo, and I'm here with my good friend Derek. What's going on, Derek?
Same old, man. Just maintaining.
Okay. So, game one of the Eastern Conference Finals tipped off
Oh yeah.
earlier today, and it was a butt whooping handed out. I guess
Yes.
to put it
Yes.
to put it
Yes. At one
lightly.
point they were up by 28 points.
Yeah.
Um, and they didn't really take their foot off the gas. I actually watched that game from start to finish. Loved it for obvious reasons. I thought Boston made a statement. Now, I will say it's one game. I don't want, people get all, well, should you be concerned? They asked LeBron in the presser, should you be concerned? He's like, I have zero concerns. And if I were him, I wouldn't either. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It's one game. You know what I'm saying? Now, if they do it to you, it depends on how they lose Tuesday. If they lose Tuesday and they lose in the same fashion, then I would be concerned. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
I would be
agree.
concerned.
I,
But he has zero reason to be concerned right now.
I mean, let's face it. This team uh, was the fourth seed in the Eastern Conference.
Right.
Um, yeah, they got the 50 wins, but they kind of limped the 50 wins. So depends on how you look at it. And they limped through the first round. So this team is going to play some bad basketball here and there. Um,
Yeah.
and that obviously occurred today. So I mean they missed 22 3-pointers. I mean, I don't know
Yeah.
what that stat was at halftime, but I mean, you shoot terrible, and your opponent is shooting over 50%, 51% to be exact.
The
They make,
defense though was they had open looks, but the defense was great, man. Like
mm,
they did a great job putting different people on LeBron. Made him work. You know what I'm saying? He
mhm.
didn't he didn't have monster numbers, but I got a feeling he's in order for them to win this series, it's not gonna be it's obvious this is not gonna be a Toronto because I think this team right here gonna give Cleveland all they can handle.
Right,
They're gonna give them
and
all
that's
they can
another
handle.
thing. Cleveland kind of played a ugly game one. If you recall that one, that was the one
They were
they
down
won.
up until the last till they took it to overtime, didn't
Yeah,
they?
they never led until they tied it, and
Right.
yeah, they didn't take a lead until overtime. So I mean, they're not. Yeah, they swept them, but they definitely didn't play four perfect games of basketball, and everybody knows how the first round went. They were on the brink of losing that series. So, um, you know,
Yeah.
but we'll have to wait and see what happens game two. So, what do you expect from game two?
Um, much obviously they're not going to miss 22 shots. We know that's not going to happen again. I expect Boston to try to repeat the same thing. I do expect Ty Lue to make some adjustments. I don't really know what other he can really at this point what he can do because they were all over the just all over everybody. They didn't let anybody breathe, but I think he's going to make some adjustments. I think LeBron is going to go off. I think what they're gonna do, they're gonna make him work for his and live with it if he get 40. You know what I'm saying? But it's gonna be a hard earned 40. It ain't
Right,
gonna be like it's not gonna be like what Toronto did.
right.
Um and that makes I have another thought, but I can talk about that in a little bit. Speaking of Toronto, um, but I do think it's going to be a lot closer. I think it's going to be. I think Cleveland is going to get that second game. But then I think Boston is going to come back in game three. It's going to be a back and forth series, I think. I expect fully for this series to go seven.
So, who do you look to pull the series out? Who are you betting? Who are you betting lunch on?
Man. Wow. My heart says Boston, man, but man, oh man, oh man. It's hard, and I hate to say it. I'm going to pick Boston simply because what Brad Stevens, man. I think Brad Stevens is the key. I know we talked about this in the last podcast about coaching. I do. I just think he's the key. At the end of the day, he's going to be the key because they don't have Kyrie. They don't have Hayward. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
This is him, dude. This is all him. I think getting them through this. He's a fantastic strategist. You know what I'm saying? As you can see, I didn't even realize he was that young. He's 42 years old.
Yeah.
But I think in the end, man, I think Boston can get him, and then I just don't see nobody in the East beating either Golden State or Houston. So unfortunately, I think they're gonna succumb to either Houston or Golden State, whoever ends up in the finals there.
Okay. So I actually have I'm picking Cleveland to win the series.
6 or 7.
Well, before today I said 6. I'm gonna go 7.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm cheating a little bit on the games. But yeah, I picked. I originally felt like they would be able to take them in 6. Obviously that's still not out of the question, but
No, it's not.
you know,
Because they may. I mean, it could go.
so yeah, so no, so I'm gonna stick to my original prediction. I'm still gonna say Cleveland in 6 since it's still very much possible.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this: you said you had a thought in regards to Toronto. Was that the coaching, the coaching change?
The fight, yeah.
Okay, so I'm glad you brought that up. So because I really want to touch on coaching, especially how you just praised Brad Stevens on the job he's doing. But I do want to give my thoughts on coaching in the NBA. So go ahead and share that thought right quick.
So a lot of sympathy is going out to Dwayne Casey, and I feel it. I get it. But all I can do, if you look at the record, and you brought this up on the last podcast that we did last week, he won over 50 games several years in a row. So right. It's not like this dude is getting an unfair shake. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people that's kind of feeling some kind of way about this firing. I don't. I think it was a good move. You're the number 1 seed, dude. You're not supposed to get swept.
Right.
You're not supposed to get swept, man. Make some adjustments. And then you bench DeRozan. I just don't like that move. I just, to me, he's sending a bad message, and it's just, unfortunately, he ran up on that buzzsaw, and they proved to be what they always are when it comes to him. He owns them.
Well, so my thoughts on his, being removed as head coach is, I think all the sympathy is coming from the fact that he won Coach of the Year. I
get it.
I think if he wasn't awarded Coach of the Year, I don't think it would be such a huge outcry if that's coming from the media or what have you. So I'm kind of 50-50 on it because he's not only has he won 50 games this year, but he's actually won 50 games the last 3 seasons in a row. But here's my thing, is that, and this goes back to a previous conversation we've had on this podcast of how I think coaching is way overblown. Whether sometimes it's overrated and sometimes it's underrated. And in his case, I think the job he's done at coaching has been being taken as if the buck stops with him. And the reason why I say that is his players have to step up.
That's
true.
What
I'm saying? So
that's true.
Here's
so it's not all on him. You're right. I agree with that.
And here's the correlation I want to make, and it goes back to the second round series against the Cavaliers. So Tyronn Lue, the game three that we can probably say got him fired, right? Because that's the game he benched DeMar DeRozan. Mm-hmm. Maybe 2 minutes to go in the third quarter, and DeRozan didn't get back on the court, right?
Right.
So, so he's benching his star player, because it was the bench or the guys that was on the court that brought them back. They were losing by 18 some odd points or something like that, and they got the game. They got within what, 2 points, or did they actually tie it? Maybe it was 2 points.
Yeah, I think they might have got it into 2 points. I don't remember
Actually,
right offhand.
No, I think they tied it. They might have tied it. But anyways, they got back in the game, right?
Right.
Now, okay, so we all know what happens, right?
Right.
8 seconds to go. Yeah, because the game was tied. Because when Brian hit that shot, the game was tied. So they tied the game up with 8 seconds left, right? This is all while DeRozan's on the bench. Tyronn Lue elects to take the ball the length of the court instead of taking it at the half court like almost everybody does with under 30 seconds in the game. Right?
Right.
LeBron hits that shot. Not too many people is crediting Tyronn Lue for that coaching decision to go the length of the court to get him space. So, because he was scared that they might trap LeBron as soon as he got the ball in the half court to force the ball out of his hands to make somebody else beat them, right?
Right.
So, Tyronn Lue makes a great coaching decision, but it's only a great coaching decision because
it worked.
It works, and LeBron executed it correctly. It throws Toronto off to where, oh dang, we not at the half court. We got to guard him the full court. He don't have time to tell them just trap him anyway or whatever happens. They just let him go the length of the court, thinking they shooting themselves in the foot by doing that.
But couldn't that be said about any coaching situation? It always turns out that way.
Agreed. Agree, and that's my thing. What if you know? Here's my thing though. Let's say LeBron don't hit that shot. They're gonna go. Especially the media is they would say, "Why did you go the length of the court?" Because it was only 8 seconds left.
Right.
I mean, can't you realistically see them questioning that?
Dude, they'll be all over that.
Right. They would have been all over it. They would have been all over it for that game because obviously that would have
Cleveland in trouble. He was out coached.
No. Because they were up 2-0. Oh, you're right. You're right. They did put them up 2-0, so that would have let them back in the series. I get what you're saying. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, he was out coached. Okay. Why would he have done that, man?
Exactly. And that's my thing. It mostly comes down to the execution of those players. I talked about how I thought Doc Rivers, when he was in Boston, he always made great he always came up with great plays outside of timeouts in those last minutes of games. But it's really the execution of the players. I guess what I'm trying to say is there's players that make coaches look bad because they don't execute the play like they're supposed to.
And the truth be told, and I don't mean to be vulgar, but basically they just nutted up, man. They couldn't answer the call. Like, they didn't come up at all big when they needed to run. Like, neither one of them cats came up big, in my opinion. When they needed to.
Well, Lowry brought them back in this game that we're talking about, Game 3. Lowry was kind of going off, but you're right. They really didn't.
They wet the bed.
To me, in that series, that was on the players, not the coach. In my opinion.
But I still think he should have got let go.
Huh? You say you think?
I think he still should have got let go.
I'm not going to argue that because
you don't get swept. I'm sorry. If you're the number one seed, if you're the number one seed, you just can't. That just can't happen to you, man.
But I don't think coaching should fall. I mean, I'm sorry. I don't think a sweep should fall on coaching. I don't think it was straight up.
But you're one of the longest tenured coaches in the NBA. Not everybody get 8 years. Look at Rick Carlisle.
It was 7. It was 7.
It was 7, dude. He got more time than most coaches get nowadays.
Well, no, that's most coaches who don't make the playoffs, barely make the playoffs, or keep getting bounced in the first round, right?
Yeah, but he was a winning coach. though. You know what I'm saying?
Well, regular season wise.
Regular season wise. So if you really base it on that, then I guess you could say, well, he shouldn't have been, but I believe he should have been fired. Now, who you get is the question.
My thing is, I think if you put a good coach, and I might even said this, if you put, make Brad Stevens Toronto's head coach.
That's why I think coaching matters.
Of that series, I still think, I don't know if they get swept.
They don't get swept, but they still lose.
They still lose. And that's the bottom line.
They don't get swept, though. They don't get swept.
So you're making a difference of 1 or 2 games. You firing them because the point is, to me, you lose. If you lose, you lose. If you agreeing that Cleveland is a better team, and no matter what, you're losing that series. And that's because of the players that his players, to me, just aren't that good enough to beat a LeBron James led team.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So to me, I think if you put any coach, I don't think they win that series. It might be it might have been more competitive.
I also think what may have got him fired is the benching of DeMar DeRozan as well. I think that might have been his undoing because, dude, you can't. I don't care what the situation is, you can't do that. And then you gotta fix it. Like Charles Barkley was saying, and we'll get into this. You have to fix that relationship. No, you can't do that.
To me, that's only a question because they lost that game. If they had won that game,
I still think it was a terrible move, though. Regardless,
not if they won, you wouldn't even worried about it because he would have made the right decision. I mean, now looking back on it, maybe he didn't make the right decision.
Either way, if I'm going down with my superstar in the game. You feel me?
Yeah, I mean,
I'm going down with the guy with my guy.
Now
I'm not going to bench him.
Now he was there for 7 seasons, so I didn't realize he was there that long.
That's my point.
So he's gotten
a huge grace period,
right?
Like that nobody gets now. Dude, they're firing coaches during the year now.
Well, you see, Stan Van Gundy got fired after 4 seasons.
They quote party ways, but yeah, we know what that means.
Right.
We know what that means. Yeah, he got fired.
So
he got fired. I think that happened Friday or so.
Yeah, I mean, and Stan Van Gundy's a better decorated coach than Casey, right? I mean, he don't have an NBA title, but he's been to a finals once.
Right.
With Orlando back in 2009, I believe. Yeah, 2009. That sounds about right. Maybe 2008, but anywho, yeah. So he coaches 4 years. I think he got him I think he actually took the Pistons to the playoffs the first 2 years, but I think he's missed the playoffs the last 2 years. And he also, when it came to Stan Van Gundy, he was also the vice president. He held a dual role, so he had say so over everything, player personnel and all that stuff. So he's the one that decided to take on the Blake Griffin trade in hopes that was going to change things. It started to work because I think as soon as they got Blake Griffin, they went on like a 5-game winning streak, and then the wheels fell back off again. So they missed the playoffs, and and the rest is history now. So I'll be curious to know where he pops up next.
He'll get a job somewhere though.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be a head coach.
He's going to be a hot commodity.
I see Dwayne Casey being an assistant.
You don't think he gets another shot right away?
Not right away, no. No. I mean,
I don't honestly, are there going to be even that many openings?
Well, it's 4 openings, if I'm not mistaken. It was 5. I believe Phoenix got filled.
Somebody.
Huh?
Yeah, one got filled.
Phoenix got filled, but Atlanta's open, Milwaukee's open, Detroit's open, and Toronto's open. Oh, and Orlando's open too. So, I mean, but getting as far as Dwayne Casey, I mean, players do get coaches fired. That's
They
a
do.
fact, right? I mean,
LeBron might have got him fired.
no, I'm saying players on the same on that same on
I
that
know,
same
but
team.
I'm being funny
Yeah, I
because
mean, you I remember when speaking of Stan Van Gundy, Dwight Howard
Dwight Howard got him fired.
exactly,
That was toxic.
and yeah, and that was almost like um obvious. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, dude,
it
that
wasn't
was
even
the
one of those things
weirdest situation. They
that we
wasn't even
just
trying to
assumed.
hide it. They
Exactly.
wasn't even
Exactly.
trying to hide
Well,
their distaste for each other, bro.
well, no, he the one that said it. He said that they he's the one that said, yeah, Dwight Howard wanted me gone.
And the thing about it
he,
is, it played out in the media.
right,
That's something you rarely see.
right.
That junk played out in the media
Right.
like they didn't even try to hide their feelings.
Yeah. So let's change gears. Let's go back to the playoffs. Let's talk about the Western Conference Finals, which will
Oh man,
they'll
I'm
tip off
excited.
game one tomorrow.
9 o'clock, 8 o'clock your time. But yeah, I'm excited about that one. I'm looking for a high scoring affair in the 120s, probably. But I'm gonna take Houston in 7.
You seriously taking Houston in 7?
Heck yeah! Come on now, don't let's talk about what the gauntlet that Golden State has faced.
No. You don't have to break that down. I'm just a little shocked, and I expected us not to agree, is what I'm trying to say, because I was going to take Houston in 7.
Yeah, I'm taking Houston in 7.
So that's what that was. I'm just mostly shocked that we're taking the same.
Yeah, I thought you would take Golden
team.
State, actually, to be honest with you. I'm kind of surprised. Yeah, I think this is going to be the first time Golden State will face somebody that's kind of got equal firepower in a way. And they can beat you. In fact, Dan Tony's brother was on CBS Sports Radio today talking about, the offenses and what they used to do. He at Marshall now, Dan Tony's brother. Can't remember his first name, but he was talking about the way they play offense and defense and things of that nature. I think Houston, if they're gonna do it, this has got to be the year, because Paul's getting older and they're probably gonna have to break that team down shortly. But I think they have a great chance, man, of beating Golden State. This is not gonna be the first 2 rounds for Golden State. You know what I'm saying? And they have home court. Now, what I will say, though, I think they need home court more than Golden State does. I think Golden State can beat them on either floor, but I think if they didn't have home court advantage, I think Golden State would have the edge. But I'm taking Houston based on the fact that I think that they play better defense than people give them credit for. And they can score. They can actually keep up with them. So it's not like they're going to be able to run away with them like the Pelicans, the Pelicans, like it got away from the Pelicans. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not going to get away from Houston like that.
Okay. Well, I agree. And I especially with as far as the home court advantage situation. I'm not too sure about the defense, as far as will they play good enough defense? But
the one thing I observed real quick in their series, though, if they're playing great offense, the defense is playing well. But if they're not hitting, I noticed this in the games that they lost. If they're not hitting, then their defense kind of stagnates. So it's kind of they feed off, the makes and the shots going in. So if their shots are going to be hitting, I think they're going to play really, really good defense.
Okay. Well, I like obviously Harden's a no-brainer, right? But I've liked Clint Capella this year, how he's played.
Surprised me a little bit.
Yeah.
He surprised me a little bit.
And I like their bench. I like Eric Gordon off the bench. And well, he mainly played while Harden was injured. Gerald Green had stepped up as well.
Yeah.
So I mean, so yeah, they do have some bright spots I like that I think will definitely get them an advantage, and hopefully, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But I'll definitely, uh, I think this one will definitely be more entertaining than the Eastern Conference
Oh yeah.
finals.
To me, this is the finals to me, bro. Like if when this is all said and done, in my mind, like anything that happens after this, okay, I'm gonna
Okay.
watch it. But to me, this is what I've been looking forward to all honestly since they both were good,
So
and
in
I'm
your
like, boy, I'll be looking, boy. I'm
so in
excited.
so in your eyes, the finals is a formality this year.
To me, yeah,
Okay.
it's coming out of the winner's coming out of the West. It's just a matter of which one of these teams do it. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? So
Yeah, I don't feel that way if it's Houston though.
I do. I
Yeah.
feel that way if it's either one. Like who? It's too much. Like they like. I just like who are they? They don't have enough people. I don't think whoever get in from the East. I
I,
don't
I
think anybody can keep up with them.
I just think that they can go. When it comes to Boston and Cleveland, let's just deal with the teams. Let's say Houston wins. They do pull off, beating um, Golden State. I just feel like those two teams can find a way to match up and at least um, find a way to game plan and be able to hang in there. The way, especially the way Golden State is, like Golden State gets you offensively and
Defensively,
defensively.
yeah.
Um, so when my whole thing is really Durant. It's how you defend Durant, right? Um, because last year's finals, Cleveland couldn't do nothing with Durant at all.
Can anybody though?
No, no, not I don't no, not with
I mean,
a.
that ain't no. That's not an indictment on Cleveland though.
I mean, he's a
You know what I'm
7 foot
saying?
small forward. You see what
He's
I'm
a
saying? So
great player, bro.
yeah,
There's no that ain't no shame in that. If you a Cleveland fan, ain't no shame in that, dude.
right,
He was fantastic last year. I
right,
think he averaged over 35 points a game.
yeah. I mean, we'll see. I just if it's Golden State, I think it's definitely a done deal. But if it's Houston, I think Cleveland or Boston, whoever pulls it off, has a chance to pull it
How?
out. But I just think that Harden's just it, and I don't think Harden is considered unguardable as a Kevin Durant is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just think that
Yeah, but he can make plays for other people.
who is he?
So
You're
the
referring to Harden? I'm not
Harden.
saying he doesn't. I get that, but um, I just think over a 7 game series, I just think that can be game plan possibly.
I don't think he has to necessarily score though for them to. I mean, score like that for them to win. I,
No,
you know what I'm saying?
I agree. But I just think that it, in some instances, I think there's no game plan to defend Kevin Durant
No, absolutely not.
unless you have
Absolutely not.
unless you have a clone.
Somebody with length and skills of his caliber, like
Right.
size, it will probably be the only thing to
So
deal with him. But I will say this real quick. I will say this. I will give Boston more of a chance to beat somebody out of the West than I will Cleveland. Again, because of coaching and because of scheme and because of defense.
okay.
Again, I'm taking that.
I'm not. I'm like I said. I think coaching is a little tad overblown, but
Look at
I'm gonna give you credit when it comes to Brad Stevens. I'm just gonna give it to you because he's in the Eastern Conference Finals and he don't have arguably his best two players.
right. And look at when he lost his players. He lost Gordon Hayward at the beginning.
Right.
You lose Kyrie what during the right before the playoffs?
May. I mean, I'm sorry, not May. March.
So you lose him close to the end of the season. They counted you out. They counted them. Dude, even I said it. I said it. When they lost him, I said these words came out of my mouth. Dude, there's no way. They won't even get out of the first round. This is exactly what I said. They won't even get out of the first round. Dude, I turned out to be as wrong as I could be. But
who did they play in the first round, dude? They played Milwaukee, right?
Milwaukee.
Okay.
Milwaukee, I believe. Yeah.
Well, when I saw where they were seeded, or who they were playing against, I gave them a chance to get out the first round. But you know, we'll see. We'll definitely we'll see. So since we still talking basketball, and we were talking about this earlier, let's I'm gonna play these. I'm gonna play an audio for you right quick, okay?
Okay.
All right, hold on.
Well, in your opinion, no, just because you say something, it's just that's not true, man. No, it's not true. Me and Pat Riley never saw eye to eye, and what happened to my man win. So it's not true what you're saying. Well, it's not true what you're saying. Not true. I'm just letting you know what you did. Was the man on that team? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I was a role player. You're right, but you know what? That's my point. That's my point. What I'm saying, with your best player, you don't know what you're talking about when it comes to championship. I'm just telling you something. The way he carried you to that championship, no matter how much you scream you loud, that does not make you right. You're wrong in this. And that's why you ain't win, because you're a baby. Stop babying these players. I'm not babying no player. You don't play. You don't play. You got to sit his ass down. Period. He got to repair. He ain't got to repair nothing. He got to stop babying the players. You got baby. That's why you ain't win. He got to. I didn't have Dwayne. I didn't have Dwayne Wade and Kobe Bryant carry me up and down the court. So why you don't want to play? Because I got 3 finals MVP, Chuck. Because you Google me, Chuck. Everybody knows you were a great player. Everybody knows you were a great player. You don't know what you're talking about when it comes to championship. You ain't got to repair that. He got to step up and play. We all didn't have other players carrying us up and down the court. You can yell as much as you want. I got 3 finals MVP. You were a great player. But you wouldn't have got him if you didn't have Kobe and Dwayne. I will say.
So what'd you think of that?
I looked at this earlier today, and I totally agree with Charles Barkley. Totally agree with Charles Barkley.
So
Shaq know damn well if the shoe was on the other foot, he would not be talking about, oh, let's not baby the player. Let somebody bench him. Come on now. Come on. He know doggone well, man, that if it was him and Phil Jackson, somebody, and it's 2 different caliber coaches. Granted, you can't compare. It's not really a fair comparison. Yeah, you can, because Pat Riley's a great coach too. If Pat Riley benches him, he would have a fit. He would have a fit.
Well, I agree with both their assessments. I just thought it was just a very interesting go back and forth on.
I thought it was
television.
It was interesting how heated Shaq got. I think that's what was most interesting to me. He got heated, and he always tends to do this whenever he get into it with Chuck. Throw the fact up that he didn't win no championship. He liked to do that anytime they get into a debate, and I've noticed it's every time they get into a debate.
But
they didn't win no championships.
But Derek, everybody does that to Charles Barkley, man.
Yeah, but he seems to do it more out of.
He's the first one that's on the set with him.
Yeah, but he seems
every night, right?
He seems to do it more out of just jabbing at you like.
Kenny never
don't do that.
Kenny never done it. It's always been somebody else. But that's the stigma with Charles Barkley. Dude, even for years, people would hear Charles Barkley in interviews in the barbershop, and this is my own experience. And if they didn't agree with what Charles say, they'll say, he don't know what he talking about. How many rings he won?
But that don't disqualify what he's saying to be true, though.
I agree.
He was a great player. I'm sorry. He was a great player. When he was on Phoenix, he carried them, man. He carried them that year.
But so many people got obviously it's his peers, right? Who can throw that up in his face. Right. And he really don't have a comeback for it. Shaq was showing him the ring, dude. He pointed the ring. He's like, you heard it. He showed the ring and said, you better Google me.
Yeah, right. But he didn't got to. But Shaq is the only one really, I think, that does it to him to try to get personal at him with it. You know what I'm saying? It was a very interesting exchange. I agree with Chuck wholeheartedly. I don't think it's babying a player. Dude, that's your best player. If you have no rapport with your best player, if you have a rep between your best player and you, it's not going to go well for you.
Yeah, but
you know what I'm saying?
In that instance, there's not even a chance to reconcile that, right? I mean,
well, now there's not because he got fired.
If he didn't, he would have had to still been in place for that to even have a shot at being repaired. He don't even get opportunity, right?
I guess not. No, I guess he doesn't. Why wouldn't he get an opportunity? Why wouldn't he get an opportunity to repair that? If he stays.
You said why would he? Why
would he not get an opportunity to repair that?
Well, if he stays, he does get an opportunity.
Right, that's what I'm saying. If he stays, he has a whole season to repair that. A whole summer.
Well, what I'm saying is he doesn't even have that opportunity.
No, he doesn't.
If he's removed, you know what? He got removed 2-3 days after.
Yeah.
They lost on a Monday. He was fired by Thursday or Friday, right?
Right, because he was like, I think they asked him, and he was like, "Well,
he was like, my badge still works.
My badge still works, so I'm still good, as far as I know." But that's always, you always hear that. You know what I mean?
Right. And next day his badge didn't work. So but I get what you're saying. As far as agreeing with Charles, I just enjoyed the kind of the go back and forth more or less.
Yeah, I thought that was cool.
I thought that was
cool.
And I'm actually surprised that they.
I'm surprised that they let that go the way it did.
I agree. I mean, I guess they really don't have.
Dude, they kind of
because it's live. I mean, they can probably.
They can probably go.
I mean, I know they can. Not abruptly, right? I mean,
not abruptly, but you got to think they just won an Emmy again, right? So they kind of get that leeway.
Right,
Dude,
I agree.
They kind of get that leeway to kind of do what they want, and the chemistry between them is so good. Like they were probably eating that up, man. They were probably back there like, "Oh, man, this is good. This is good. Go, y'all go."
Well, because and honestly, if you really listen to the whole debate, they actually agreed with each other. At
the end,
they both agreed that. He shouldn't have been fired. He didn't get a fair shake. But they just agreed there was two different reasons for it happening. You see what I'm saying? He's saying, well, he screwed up because he benched his best player. And you can't have that with your best player.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That's like, no, sometimes you ain't stepping up. You got to sit your butt down.
Yeah, but you wouldn't sit, and I hate to compare them, but you wouldn't sit Michael down. You wouldn't sit Kobe down. You wouldn't sit Penny Hardaway down. You wouldn't sit Shaq down.
Yeah, but you'll sit Knicks. You'll sit. I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to find a good.
I think it's different. I think it's different caliber. He's not that boss like that, so he can't command that kind of respect.
But those players ain't got that respect either. You name somebody who's been everybody you name been the NBA Finals.
But that's what I'm saying. Like.
So DeMar DeRozan hasn't,
he ain't that dude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He ain't that dude.
So to me, I agree. He should have got set down because he ain't even that dude. Yeah, he the best player on the team, but he doesn't command that. It's not. Yeah, everybody else you named are.
But even if they weren't, like, could you see somebody benching Jordan before he won championship, given his capabilities? And I'm on Kobe or Shaq, if he hadn't won yet, could you see them benching him in the fourth quarter? Well,
here's my thing though. Even if you say before Jordan won championships, Jordan was still a superstar NBA player. That's what I'm saying. You have to give me somebody who's on equal footing, present or past, with DeMar DeRozan, and ask me, is that so wrong if he gets benched?
Harden, man.
James Harden?
Harden, man. No.
No,
He
Harden
that dude. He that dude.
Yeah.
You can't do that with him. I'm trying to think of one right now, right off the top of my head. But who
Man,
could
because the people on equal footing with DeMar DeRozan aren't even in the playoffs and was not even in the playoffs. Oh yeah, John Wall, Bradley Beal. That's that's the equivalent present I'm gonna give you.
Okay, that's
Bradley
a good one.
Beal.
That's a good one. That's a good
and to me, that can happen to Bradley Beal. You ain't doing nothing. These guys making the comeback. You staying on the bench. Now,
but you know what's interesting?
You give me a superstar. You give me that dude. Then it's dead wrong.
Now, I will reference you. I don't know if you was watching it. Back to the 92 Game 6 between Portland and Chicago. Phil did bench pretty much all of the starters. All of them.
But Derek,
I'm just pointing it out. He got away with it because they won. You know what I'm saying? Which is what you were talking about. They ended up winning once they brought the other players back. But that may be a bad comparison too. That's a bad comparison.
I think so.
That's a bad comparison. That's a terrible comparison. Never mind. Right, that's an awful comparison.
So yeah, let's. I just wanted to play that and just touch on that because I just thought that was an interesting go back and forth between them.
Like I said, I'm just surprised that he got that Shaq was so heated. He seemed to be more heated about it than Barkley.
Yeah. Well, I think Barkley was pissed. I think Barkley just kind of he just hit that sore spot when he said I didn't have Kobe Bryant and Dwayne Wade carrying me up the court. I think that's what pissed Shaq off. You can't.
But it's the truth.
No, dude, Shaq, dude, come on. If you want to say that in Miami with Dwayne Wade, I give you that. I'm not saying that.
But dude,
Kobe was in LA.
Kobe won championships without him.
When Kobe got equivalent big men to equal Shaq and Paul Gasol and Andrew Bynum.
They were not equivalent to Shaq.
Combined, yes, they were, dude. That was a Twin Towers, dude.
Never say that out of your mouth.
When Powell got there, Powell was a beast, dude. And the knock on Andrew Bynum was he stayed hurt. He wasn't as healthy, but he was a beast.
Man, I can't believe you just said that. But okay. I ain't gonna touch that. I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna let you go.
I'm not even gonna talk about the other things that Kobe had at his disposal. I'm not downplaying Kobe. I'm just saying, yes, it takes a team to win a championship. Don't know what player wins a title on their own. Nobody.
They say your boy can do it.
Who?
Let them tell it. Oh, he's carrying the what did they say? He's carrying his team, kicking and screaming.
Dude, he carried his team through the first round. He didn't have to carry them when you sweep in Toronto, when you sweep them baby Raptors. he didn't have to be carried on that one, right?
That time.
No. He didn't have to do any carrying. So now, will he have to carry this round? I don't know.
I think he will.
We'll see what happens game 2, right? But here's my thing, especially when it comes to Shaq's LA years. They 3 titles. Who was Finals MVP?
I get that.
Who averaged over 30 points? I think every one of those finals.
Yeah, but somebody got to get him the ball. He can't make his own. He couldn't make his own dude.
Okay,
that don't take away from his greatness.
But that's not
take away from his greatness. I'm just saying.
But I'm just saying I don't think that Kobe made that happen or is a reason that happened. I mean, because when you really look at it, and those 2 individuals expressing their thoughts. Kobe couldn't stand that crap. He hated that he had to play Robin the Batman.
Oh yeah,
you see what I'm saying? So he was mad because Shaq was the man. Give me the ball, and I'm about to dunk.
Yeah, he said that in that Players Only piece. that they did. He didn't like
Well,
that.
you mean that? Yeah, the player only piece, and they did a. Remember, they did a sit down together, right? They
That
aired
was the
during.
players only piece.
Oh, okay, right.
That was the players
So
only.
we talking about the same thing, okay?
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
And they both, and he said it. He said, yeah, he said I would come in I would come in the season out of shape, and
but I knew I had you,
right,
so I didn't worry about it.
And he said that's what pissed me off.
Right, that's exactly what he said.
And
that's what pissed me off.
So Shaq took advantage of his
greatness.
He took. Let's say he took advantage of the opportunities, right? Because he can go. I had you, so I could just do what I want. But I'm gonna still get the most credit behind it, right? Because those 3 titles, he got the Finals MVP.
True.
So, like I said, I agree with both their assessments. Like I said, I thought the banter, them going back and forth, and with, and how Shaq kind of, what he used to kind of shut him up, I thought was comical.
And at some point, you kind of get tired of hearing that. Yeah, I know. I didn't. Come on, man. That get kind of played after a while.
Right. So let's go ahead and wrap this up. Let's just transition to something else I've been wanting to talk about. I kept forgetting to mention it. So, this is obviously NFL related. So, Jacksonville Jaguars owner Shad Khan put a bid in to purchase Wembley Stadium. That's the stadium in London. That's where the NFL plays at least 3 games. I think it's up to 3 games now a year.
Yeah.
In that stadium, they've been playing over there for a while now. Just I think it started off where it was just 1 game, but now it's got to the point where it's like it's like 3 games a year. The Jaguars actually are. I know they're in a contract to play there for like the next. It may have been 8 to 10 years, some type of deal like that, where they play one of their home games. Across the pond is like they like to call it. So what did you think of that?
I think it's a good business move for him. I think he was hot. He was kind of hot because as soon as he did that, even ProFootballTalk.com was talking about, well, that'll just give him more latitude to move the team. And of course, the local media didn't buy into that because local media know better. But the fans, man, listening to local radio when that went down, the fans were just, and they asked him, about this. He was like, hey, man, I make business deals all over the world. This is no different. I think I've held up my end of the bargain. I said I wouldn't move him. I said I wouldn't move the team, and I'm showing y'all that I have no intention of moving the team, my actions. But he was kind of hot. When they asked him about it, you could tell in his voice, he was kind of heated on the inside about the fact that they are still talking about the fact that this move. I think it's much to do about nothing, honestly, and I think it's a great business move for him.
Okay. And I totally agree with that. So my take on it is, what my biggest takeaway from what I got from it was it led to the insinuation that he was buying it
to move
as a business decision, but that I guess there's rumblings between NFL owners that some were speculating that a Super Bowl will eventually be played outside of the United States.
I think it'll be too much logistically for them to pull that off. I can't see it.
Why? Well, what do you mean?
Not logistically.
Define logistically. What do you mean by logistically?
Not logistically.
What do you mean?
It's just I think it would be hella expensive. First of all, not that they don't have the money, but to pull that off, how you gonna get? You think you're gonna get all them corporate dollars to go over there to get a game? You think you're gonna be able to get?
Yeah.
All them people over there?
They're going to get foreign corporate dollars. Come on. If we're already playing 3 games, if we're already playing 3 regular season games over there, and they're obviously making money because they keep doing it, right?
But I wonder if they're going to add another home, if they would add another game to the Jaguar schedule over there. Not likely, but I wonder if they would think about doing
it. From what I heard, and that was mainly on social media, so I got to take that for a grain of salt, is that the Jaguars will probably play multiple games over there, maybe 2 games, but both of them won't be considered home games. They'll be a
That's
visitor.
what I was hearing too.
There'll be a visitor in some of them. So then you shouldn't, as a fan, you shouldn't really care about that, especially if you've been used to the fact that you've only been getting 7 regular season home games for the last this 2018. It's been at least 6 years now that they've played a game over there. So
and they play well over there too. So
okay,
they play very well over there.
So my thing is, I would be upset if a Super Bowl is played.
I wouldn't want to
outside the U.S.
I wouldn't want to see it. I would be too. I wouldn't want to see.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I've the closest. I mean, me and you both lived in Jacksonville at the time. Jacksonville did host a Super Bowl back in February of 2005. It was the 2004 season, but it was played in February of 2005. So that's the closest I've been to a Super Bowl.
We actually watched that Super Bowl at your house, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, you're exactly right. You did.
We watched that at your place. Wasn't that when Donovan McNabb threw up on the field?
Yeah.
Was that Super Bowl? Okay, yeah. That's what I thought. But yeah, I wouldn't want to see that. Honestly, I wouldn't want to see that either. But I think it's a good deal, dude. I don't really understand. This man has done, and again, like I said to you earlier before we got on, why would he invest so much into the stadium only to leave? Oh, well, I'm taking the team in London. It makes no sense business wise for him to do that. Like, I think they need the money. The money is going to help further our agenda here in the States. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna be honest with you, Derek. I think even if you put a team over there, I don't think that's a good idea.
I don't think they're gonna do it though. That's what I'm saying. I don't think permanently they won't do that.
What I'm saying is, I think if somebody even had the stones, or owner, to say, you know what, I'm gonna own a team that's gonna be, play 7, 8, whether 6 to 8 home games in Wembley Stadium, and we're going to be called the London Jaguars. I don't think that's smart.
I don't either.
I mean, you gonna have players. I mean, free agents aren't gonna want to go there, right?
Right.
I mean, you got free agents don't want to go to Jacksonville.
Well,
and that's in Florida. I mean, I'm being funny when I say that, but
no, but that used to be true. That used to be true.
I mean, to me, it's still true until they beating down the door to get there, right?
Dude, we're winning now, so that's not as true.
Okay, one winning season, Derek. One winning season,
but it's a winning season. Like that. My point is, it's a winning season. Like,
so what I'm saying is, so even if I mean, they've gotten a free agent or two. I know they obviously signed players. They signed a very good offensive offensive guard, the lineman, from Carolina. But if that team takes a step back and goes 8-8 next year,
it depends on what kind of.
You can't say you're winning now. What I'm saying is, when you win in multiple seasons, let them get back to the playoffs.
It depends.
It makes some more noise. Then you're like, yeah.
I think it depends on the type of 8-8 it is, though. It will depend on the type. Listen,
all I'm saying is 8-8. We're easily going. Everybody's general consensus, unless you were a hardcore Jaguar fan, that was a fluke what y'all did last year. That's what they're gonna say.
But that's not what they're saying.
What do you mean?
Oh, you mean if we go 8-8?
If we go 8-8, is okay. What y'all did last year, AFC Championship game, that was a fluke.
You know what? I don't think that'll be the narrative. I don't believe that will be the narrative. I believe
a 9-win season.
Dude, I'm telling you, it depends on how the 8-8 comes about. Let's say we lose a bunch of players to injury.
So and I'm not even going to talk about the media, Derek, because the media just won't cover them. The media, will just can easily disregard. Obviously, and I'm referring to the national media, right?
Right. But we know how Duval fans gonna be.
So but give me the average fan that you know that are a fan of another team, and that you talk to, and didn't really want to give them credit for what they did last year, like as if. Yeah, y'all did all right. Y'all turned some heads, but we need to see. We need to see it again.
But you know what? Dallas is the perfect example of this. Dallas went. What did they get to the? Did they get to the champion? Not the championship game, but I'm trying to remember how far Dallas got the year before last or last year, whatever.
I thought Dallas made the playoffs the year before last.
They did, but I'm saying this is to my point. To your point, I guess, and my point. They made the playoffs, but the year after, they did not.
Okay, right?
But it's what happened that made them not make it. You can't just say, well, and I get what you're saying. Yeah, that might be the narrative for the fans. The media, like you said, just won't cover them. The national media, we garbage again. Ha, 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 we're the laughingstock. NFL Network, you probably won't see Calais Campbell. Dude, we've seen more Jaguars on the NFL Network this year than any other year. I mean, Deion Sanders, I think, talked to Jalen Ramsey several times.
Well, yeah, week one, he had picked the Jaguars to win the division.
Right.
And, he ended up being accurate on that, right? So that was his, he kind of boasted about that once the playoffs rolled around, right?
Right. So, but back to Dallas real quick. So they don't get in, but you were missing perhaps your best player. And then you had some injuries. So you can't just say, well, it's a fluke. It depends on how it happens. You see what I'm saying?
I hear you, Derek. All I'm saying is the average,
you're talking about the average casual fan. Then you talking about or even, not a diehard.
Well, a diehard fan of just that watches the games will see how it happens. I just think about when we were in first place, and people were like, "Just wait till y'all play Tennessee. Y'all not gonna beat Tennessee. Tennessee gonna whoop y'all," because it was like y'all doing all right now because y'all had a favorable schedule. You see what I'm saying? It was all these excuses. Now they got a little props because they went to Heinz Field and beat Pittsburgh
twice.
Well, I'm referring where it mattered most in the playoffs.
Oh, when it mattered most. But
but
nevertheless, we beat them twice in convincing fashion. Well, one of them wasn't all that convincing because it was close to the end. But anyway,
some of the playoff game, which I thought it was convincing. We just didn't put them away. We let them stick around.
Nah, we let them stick, but they made plays. But that's neither here nor there. Neither here nor there.
Right.
But right to your right. Okay, I got you.
All I'm saying is it's real easy to, and we kind of getting off on a tangent if you really think about it, because we really was just focusing on, how I felt, what an NFL franchise. I don't think an NFL franchise got any business, being based overseas as an overseas team. I think I don't like it. I'm not gonna say it's dumb, because who am I to know how it takes to run a team that will be I think they're like 4.5, 5 hours time difference or whatever. So I mean, right now, think about it. When they play next year, when the Jaguars play Philadelphia next year, in London in Wembley Stadium. Kickoff is
9:30 in the morning.
9:30 in the morning. Well, 8:30 for me, because I'm in the Central Time Zone. But obviously, that's like 1 in the afternoon there. So there's a big, you got that time difference. The other teams have to travel over there. I don't understand how beneficial it actually would be for the NFL. I kind of
that's why I don't see it. That's the logistic part of it that I'm kind of talking about.
I feel like somebody wants it to happen though.
Of course, dude. That's money.
Like I don't know if it's just if it's the commissioner's office or just those big execs running the league or some of the sponsors or owners or what. But I think with them getting to the point where there's at least 3 games played over there, somebody thinks there's something to be had over there.
Oh yeah.
So I just hope I don't have to be a fan of a team that goes over there. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
I don't think we got that to worry about.
Okay.
I don't.
I think anything's possible.
It is, but right now,
I don't know. The only thing that just scares me is Jacksonville is the Jacksonville Jaguars is like the running joke of the NFL, man. Like they get no love unless they're seriously in the playoffs, from the national media.
Can I tell you something on that though?
Go ahead.
I don't care.
Okay.
I don't care.
No, I don't care either. But what I'm saying is, it's just one of them things where, all right, we need a team over there.
Why not? And if you ever notice, us in San Diego are always the first 2 teams they ever mention. You ever notice that?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying. If you look around, if you take the 32 owners and put them in a room and they go, okay, we need to address something here. We need somebody to move to London. Do I have any? Will anybody please volunteer?
Right
now, let's just say nobody volunteers. Let's just say they all look around. And I mean, obviously, this ain't how a conversation would go.
Yeah, but you could imagine.
You can imagine it's going. Okay, guess what? Nobody's leaving this room till somebody agrees to move over there.
Shot, what you say?
And half the owners going to look at
what
him.
You say?
Some of them going to look at him and go, well, you already own the building. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, hold on. Isn't that a conflict of interest though? Like, if you own a stadium that somebody else plays in.
Well, shoot, if that's the case, that's Jerry Jones deal.
No, but he has his team though. I'm talking another team. That's like if somebody was playing in AT&T Stadium, and they playing in his stadium. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It kind of don't make sense though. Like it's almost like, yeah, you got a nice little stadium over there. You got it good over there. Just take your team over there.
I see what you're saying.
Throw Jacksonville a bone, and you play 2 home games still in Jacksonville for a couple years. Wow. I don't know. I just
you know how hilarious that'll be?
It will be hilarious. Folks is gonna be pissed.
Can you imagine 1010XL? That would blow. Man, more than phone lines will blow up.
No, but dude, the lines are gonna blow up, and the employees of 1010XL is going to be driving to the nearest cliff for them to drive off of.
For folks that are not from Jacksonville, 1010XL, just to let you YouTubers know that maybe you're watching this, is a local station in the Jacksonville market with homegrown fandom, homegrown talk show hosts. They're fanboys to the nth degree. But if this happens, yes, he is exactly right. dude, that station is shut
I mean,
down.
literally, because they're gonna lose their jobs.
Well, not necessarily because there's other stuff, but
the station we just mentioned is the official home of the Jaguars.
Now, but they weren't always that.
I know that, but if they lose that, nobody in Jacksonville is going to be the official home of the Jaguars.
That's true. That is true.
So that's what I mean. Folks will lose their jobs. So yeah,
because I doubt you'll get all them. Ain't nobody finna move. Brian Sexton ain't gonna move to London. J.P. Shadrick probably wouldn't move to London.
Some of them probably would during the season.
Maybe.
And think about it. They'll just half of their games will still need to be played in the United States, right? So
I would think so. Yeah.
If you cover the Jaguars and you travel with them on the road currently, you already out of town. 8 Sundays, and that's just the regular season. 8 Sundays during the football season. So you just
right.
You probably that'll be your excuse to come home, I guess. I don't know.
I just don't see it though. I just don't see it. Like I don't see that happening in our lifetime.
My thing is, if a current NFL owner is buying that stadium, I think that just puts the NFL imprint more tied over there. Is what I'm alluding to. Is what I'm trying to get at. So
I get it.
I'm not saying that he's trying to pull anything, down the line.
He ain't gonna Art Modell y'all and move the team over there in the middle of the night.
Yeah, but, I'm not gonna go there, but I just think that the NFL continues to play games there, and I think it's for a reason. I mean, and it's obviously financial reasons that's beneficial to the league and the participants, the teams that go over there. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. Maybe this would be something that we'll reference to a few years down the line. I don't know. Because they do play a game. They play a game or two in Mexico, right?
They do, yeah. Preseason and regular season, don't they?
Yeah. Where else do we go? Is that it?
I think that's it.
Okay, so it's just something with.
And technically, Mexico is United States territory. So
no, it's not.
Mexico it's not.
It's in North America.
North America, rather. Yeah.
I think you got that mixed up with Puerto Rico, man.
Yeah, I do. That's my bad. I do.
So, yeah, I just wanted to get your thoughts on, the Wembley, the pending Wembley Stadium transaction. And I just think it's
about 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah, I just think it's interesting. NFL owners buying the stadium, that will own the stadium. So, but yeah, so let's. I guess we can wrap this up, man. Let's wrap this up, man. So, all right. Good talking to you, man. I'm glad we got hooked up tonight to do this. So,
it's been about a week.
Yeah, we'll hook back up. Man, let's shoot for Tuesday night. No, that game's probably going off too late. Let's shoot for Wednesday night.
Yeah, you talking about the Golden State game? Yeah, let's shoot for Wednesday night.
No, hold on. No, the Golden State game is tomorrow night.
Right. But the Cleveland game should stop about 10:30 Tuesday night.
Hold on, dude. I got my dates mixed up. This is the
Well, we're going into Monday morning right now, so that's the 14th for me.
Okay, it's the 14th.
13th. For
15th.
You.
Yes. So yeah, we can maybe we can let's shoot for Tuesday or Wednesday night, man.
That'll work.
Yeah, probably better off with the Tuesday night game because at least that East Coast game will finish up a little sooner and we can chop it up after that game goes off.
Yeah, we have a lot to talk about too because Houston will play tonight.
Right.
So, but y'all hit that like, y'all hit that subscribe for us, man.
Yes, do that. Yep.
Please do that. And pleasure, man, hooking up with you as usual.
Okay, and we'll definitely do it again.
All right, man.
Okay, take care.
Have a good one. Take care, man.